We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollersPodcast.com. What is going on, everybody? It is Finish Strong Friday. Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig. Good to see you guys. Glad you're here. We got a great show for you guys. So much. The internet has given it another great day of programming for you guys. Glad you're here. As always, joined by the one, the only Princess of Guam. Blabs.
I thought you were going to say Princess of Genovia, and I was like, that's right, I'm Princess Diaries, but no, we're Guam, it's fine. Hello.
No, I don't. I'm saying
you know they're making a third Princess Diaries, did you see that?
No.
I'm so upset. Apparently Chris Pine is not even attached to it. It's like, what the hell? What? Anyway.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about right now.
Princess Diaries?
Yeah, I mean, listen, let me, hold on. Let me just
cut the music, she ruined
everybody
it.
Stop. Okay, listen. I'm just going to tell you right now. Not many Princess Diary references on this show.
Listen, that was like a huge chunk of America's childhood in the early 2000s. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's fine.
Just saying.
So there's a third one
and
coming out?
And most husbands have been forced to watch it. You know it.
So there's a third one coming out?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Not really.
All right. All right, look, we got some breaking news right off the start of the show.
You're welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. Joining us today, it is a wonderful Finish Strong Friday. We are joined by the, not red, but orange. How should I reference your hair, Vera?
I think it's more orange
the orange
than red.
Haired siren, Vera Dark. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. And to quote Princess Diaries, a queen is never late. Everyone else is simply early. There we go.
Yep. See, Craig, I'm not alone. Vera, are you excited for the third one?
No.
Like I said,
if they bring Chris Pine back, he's a soy boy now.
Is he?
Oh yeah, he really is. I don't know if you saw the Dungeons and Dragons movie press tour, but he was a soy boy.
Yeah, I heard that marketing was awful, but I really enjoyed the movie. So that sucks. Yeah. I'm gonna ignore the fact that he's a soy boy in real life. He just needs to come back for the movie.
And I'm not trying to make everyone that's a Princess Diaries fan cry here, but unless they make it now, Julie Andrews is not young.
I know.
So they gotta work. It's like that Lord of the Rings movie. They gotta work fast if they want to bring Ian McKellen back.
Yeah, it's like they can Maggie Smith, Julie Andrews all day now.
Oh.
I am very outclassed here today.
Not 2024, please.
Listen, Craig,
too many lost.
Yes, all you normal men, you need to learn about Julie Andrews.
Learn today about listen, Julie Andrews is a legendary woman.
I get it.
Yes.
I get it.
Damn, Mary Poppins.
And she's done with Bridgerton, so maybe she cleared her schedule for Princess Diaries. She was the voice of Lady Whistledown or whatever.
Bridgerton's
we got a great
just
show.
Like Netflix version of Downton Abbey.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we got a great show today.
Shut up, Meg. We're having women's talk.
It's the women's talk.
Do you want your diversity points or not?
Yeah,
Craig?
come on. I have a checkbox here ready to go saying we discussed women.
I've had enough diversity for the day, women folk. You get back into your corners.
Get back in the kitchen.
Go make me a sandwich. No, look, we do have a great show today. We're going to be getting into not one, but two sweet baby failures back to back, like within hours of each other, which that may be a record. We have Elon Musk making the call, which, hey, we're going to get into that. The Ubisoft strike is there may be some interesting nefarious things going on with that. Some alternative motives going on with all that nonsense. And it's Friday, which means we have Clown World, which, my God,
and
if there was
a little bit of plain talk.
I'm taking that.
We have to.
We're doubling up on Plain Talk and Clown World on the same day.
Listen, it's been in the document all week.
I want let the woman have what she wants.
Okay.
Yeah, we have that intro. Play it.
Okay.
Plain Talk.
I
Start
did
off
actually
strong.
mean right now.
Nope. Here we go. Blabs, lead us. Here we go. We're throwing an audible here. What do we got, Blabs? Please fill us in on what's happening. Uh-oh. Blabs, I'm sorry. I can't
you can't use it. That's fine. So, JetBlue, which is an airline, is no longer going to be giving out hot meals on their flights anymore. It's going to be all chilled, which sounds absolutely disgusting. Imagine eating like frozen and cold food on a massive flight. So that's just one thing. And then the FDA had a huge issue with Delta Airlines because all of their food was toxic. The end. Fly safely, everybody.
Well, you're the one who was just most recently on a plane.
Can I just yell about Air Canada? They are absolutely like the worst airline I've ever flown with. My first time ever flying with them. I'm not Canadian, by the way. But they were trying to give out tuna rolls as a snack on a plane. Who the fuck does that? There are no windows you can open on an airplane. It smelled awful. Anyway. Don't eat tuna on a plane. That's just disgusting and poor etiquette.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think tuna on the tuna in a confined space is not very polite. It's a very fragrant thing. Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Like all the food was just disgusting. Like, fuck you, Air Canada.
Wow, so mad. Jeez,
dude, Ivan was about ready to like throw hands with the stewardess because she slammed his stuff and his bag tag was sticking out and she almost broke his bag tag. Like she had no respect and like she was really bitchy and like she was really, really big hips. So she was like elbowing everybody as she walked by. No fatties for flight attendants, okay?
All right, we have a no fatty guarantee when it comes to
fatties in the sky, episode 2.
Thank you, Blabs. This has been Plain Talk.
Plain Talk.
Just off to a great start today, which is good. Thank you, Blabs. Appreciate that. We got to do Plain Talk, damn it, right now.
Yeah.
Does everyone feel good? Everyone feel good about that?
She got her anger out of the way, which is good.
I'm still angry about them because I have more stories about them, but I'll save it.
All right. Well, listen. You can hear all that on Blabs' channel.
Plain Talk 2.0.
Yeah. All right. Look, we do have a great show today. Once again, we're live over on Rumble. You could have found out that Vera was going to be on the show by following us over on X. And we also have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
Yes, we do. So follow us for memes and clips of the show. Otherwise, I'm going to put you all on Air Canada and you all will suffer for 12 hours.
Tuna rolls. All right. Sounds good. You can also listen to the show over on Apple Podcast and Spotify. But of course, we want you guys to head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com. Become a free member over there. If you want to support, it's a great place to do it. It's actually the best place to do it. You can support us with an annual membership over there. And it goes a long way in helping us keep us free and independent and all sorts of stuff and allowing us to do this free on a day-to-day basis. But if you are new to the channel over on YouTube, do us a favor. Hit the subscribe button and join the 103,000. I'm going to get this up in real time. 103,916 just normal men who have subscribed and found common sense in the video game space. Let's do our best to get to our brand new goal of 1,337 likes. That's elite, baby. Right at the bat. Blabs, I told you I had a surprise for you to start the show.
Yeah, I'm still afraid.
Yeah.
Did you buy another copy of Concord? Oh,
it made it. Look at how teeny tiny this little thing is.
It's pretty small, but it's shiny.
It's smaller than my face.
Dude, that's like a mirror right there. Oh my god, look how big they are.
Yeah.
No, mine's the big size.
Wow.
He's got the mini size.
We missed
Look
it
at it compared to my hand.
Yes, we missed it by 3 weeks or something like that.
Wow.
I'm not trying to be a size queen here or anything, but like mine's clearly superior.
It's the size that matters.
Vera, you got a good 6 inches on me. I'll tell you that much. It's crazy. Hey, Blabs, I got another surprise for you. I've ordered you one. So you're gonna
No,
have
you didn't.
So.
Well, thanks. That's so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Good. So
I
you
got a
can you'll have a shiny one for yourself. So it'll be great.
Do I get like the credit card size one, or like do I actually get like?
It's just the digital version for your phone. Sorry.
Wait,
no,
what?
no. You actually get one of these.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I get a wallpaper.
Yeah, it'll be good. You get a digital wallpaper for your phone, which is great.
Nice.
Also great is speaking of an extra 6 inches, my enormous girth defect came in with a $10 donation. Just some
Craig's YouTube plaque. That's his alt.
Yeah, yes, size does matter, folks. Listen, the idea is we got to get to the million so we can get the big old one. The big.
True.
That's right. With that said, my enormous girth defect came in with the $10 direct donation. She says, just some normal, innocent support for some normal, innocent men. I missed yesterday, so you get 2 today. Wow. Thank you very much. Genuinely appreciate that. We appreciate all support, including from God damn it, I want a name, came in with the 10, says shower thought. Oh, those are always good. I do some good thinking in the shower, always, yeah. It says shower thought. If people make streamers successful, would it be accurate to say that internet personalities, internet celebrities reflect society? If so, we went from wholesome brofist pewds being the king of normies to decaying rot goblin Asmongold. We are fucked, aren't we? Thank you. Appreciate that. No, there are plenty of normal men out there, which is why, channels like ours and Vera's and plenty of normal people are subscribing to channels, which is great.
True.
Yes, it's wonderful. Also, RL Dog says, have any of you heard anything about the analog 3D? About the analog 3D you can play your N60 or your 64 games on. It's 4K and not an emulator.
Yeah.
I did see this. Yeah, it looks pretty fun. Vera, what were your thoughts on that?
I definitely think that it's probably going to be worth the price. I mean, it's what, $250, which certainly is not bad, in my opinion. I don't know if I'll pick one up just because it is right around the same time as the PlayStation 5 Pro, but it looks really great.
Yeah, I love the idea of playing all your games upscaled with
Yes.
HDMI output and such. I think
100%.
Now, I wonder, if there's a big market for that, and this is a question for the normal men in the chat. Are you interested in playing your old N64 games upscaled? I think it's fun, but I think you see the warts of the game, which when you play a game like on a CRT TV, that's how the game was meant to be played. And sometimes when it's upscaled, you see these like hard edges that you didn't necessarily see growing up, which can not ruin the experience, but lessen the experience because you kind of see the warts and all from the game. So just a thought there. A bit that says, love watching Princess Diaries with Mum. Thanks, Blabs.
You're welcome. Dude, it's a fun family movie. I'm just saying. Shut up, Craig. Go watch it with your kids.
I have seen it with my kids.
Both of them?
I don't know. I know we've seen it, though. Tudushi came in and says, tuna on a plane is a blessing when compared to, I don't even know what that is.
So strong?
And
Last arch.
Yeah. That sounds like some crazy Norwegian food. Well, thank you for that. I bet that you're probably right, as long as it's not dead fish or rotting fish. PogChimp says, who serves fish on a flight? Haven't they seen the classic film Airplane? Right. And Ruddy says, Craig's Xmas gift for Blabs, no fat chick shirt.
Yeah, no fatties in the sky.
Oh, that's funny. The Worthy One says, Craig, did you see Batista's painful video on Jimmy Kimmel that was supposed to be a dig at Trump? He just gave Trump more votes on that one. I've not seen the video of it, but I did see the summary of it over on X. And he seems like a really, really confident guy in himself, which is great. Also, Chest came in and says, is Side Scrollers Plays ever coming back? I missed the oven mitts and hard resets. # squeeze banana. Yeah, I think, yes, in time it will, but you notice I've started doing like standalone videos, and those take time. So it kind of got to pick and choose what we're doing here. I love playing games on the Plays channel, but it's just it's tough. I got to find time. If I do bring back the Plays channel, it'll most likely be, or at least regularly, it'll most likely be in the evening when there's more time and kids are asleep and stuff. But you guys know family time is really important to me. Jake came in with the 670. He says, hail Side Scrollers. Hail Craig. Blabs and Vera. Random question. What's your favorite so bad it's good movie? Oh, that's a good one. Movie that's so bad you've seen it that you just can't stop watching it. I'll tell you right now.
That's a hard one.
Mine is Zoolander. I love Zoolander.
Zoolander, huh?
Yeah, the first one. The second one was so bad it's bad.
You actually know what movie I just watched, and Craig will be happy that I just watched it.
Princess
Bring
Diaries?
It On. I watched Bring It On the plane.
All right, let's go.
And you know what? It was fun. It's not a good movie, but it was fun anyway, and it did its purpose. Take time.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's great. What about you, Vera? You got any thoughts on that?
I mean, I think my mind instantly goes to The Room. I don't know if people would agree though, because it's kind of a cult classic, but also I think it is so bad that it's good.
Oh man, the chat brought up a really good one. Zohan. Do you guys ever see You Don't Mess with the Zohan?
I love that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
What? That's hilarious. That one. You don't mess with the Zohan.
That movie was panned when it came out. It was
Also,
destroyed.
I like Zardos with Sean Connery. That one is so
I've
bad
seen
it's
that.
good.
I don't think I've seen that one. Zardos.
You
Now take it.
haven't?
Sorry, no, not familiar with that one. I wonder if Lionel Polo is.
It's
Says,
a
I can't-
1974 sci-fi film.
Oh, not familiar with that one. Says I can't go back to playing N64. It has nothing to do with the graphics. I tried playing GoldenEye with my old N64 recently. Aiming and moving with the thumbstick is awful. Yes, there have been plenty of quality of life improvements over the years, and I think that's one of the things, Lionel, that you mentioned. When you put a game like GoldenEye in front of a modern audience, a younger audience that didn't grow up with that technology, it's so clunky and they don't understand how to play it at all.
Yeah.
Even the Wii is like super outdated. You think about it back in the day, it was like, this moves so well and everything. Then you go and try to play it in 2024. It's like, why don't you read my remote? Yeah.
Hey, but speaking of GoldenEye, that gives me a great opportunity to remind you guys to head over to sidescrollerspodcast.com and go become a member. And if you, that's the wrong one. There it is. That's the one. Use promo code GOLDEN and get $27 off your annual membership and you can watch the GoldenEye 007 documentary called Golden Era over there, which is great just for our supporters. New son of Earth came in as a brand new member. Thank you very much. And autistic accountant, because says flight attendants. You mean flying pigs? Oh, Jesus. You guys are mean.
And like, she wasn't huge, but she had like the biggest hips that they would just like take you out, bro. As she's walking by. You don't need those elbows, do you?
Jason says, if you had to pick one, would it be tuna roll on a plane or gas station tuna?
He means gas station sushi.
Oh, sorry. Sushi. Yeah.
How about neither? Because ew.
No, if you had to choose one.
Maybe tuna then, because sushi can be real bad for you if you have it like bad.
That is true.
And Oh Heaven is a place on girth came in with the 10. Your names are phenomenal. Your puns are great. It says just some normal innocent support for some normal innocent men. Vera's play button is the same size as Craig's. She's just that small compared to his freakish stature.
Exactly. That's it.
That's
I got mine like a week before the cutoff.
Right.
Not even a week. It was very close.
Oh, that's funny. And he said, F Air Canada. That's like I'm the Andre the Giant of play buttons over here. Like I got these giant hands. You ever see Andre the Giant hold up a 12-ounce like beer? He's holding them like this. That's so freaking funny. All right, let's get into it. We got a lot to get into today. Blast, please fill us in on today in video game history because we got a big one.
Yeah, it's a banger, and it was very hard to pick like just 3, but I did it anyway because that's what I'm here for. All right, so the NES was released in the US back in 1985. Today, we have Sonic and Knuckles releasing back in 1994, and then we have Batman Arkham City releasing back in 2011, and I guarantee you Vera's going to show off all 3 of them right now.
Not all 3 technically. So first of all, I have my action set NES back there. So it's the NES and of course it's the action set. So the game's in there too. So that's technically 2. I'm counting that as 2. And
look at you.
I have my sealed Arkham City. Oh, by the way, for the normal men in chat. Okay, there you go. Nice
Let's go.
Catwoman.
Nice.
And Shadow of the Colossus. So I got 4 items on the list today.
Wow,
Nice.
that is spectacular. Good for you. On fire. The NES, a big one. You know, that is in-box. You have a complete in-box
Yep.
NES action set. That's pretty awesome. Just for reference, you can sell that complete for $250. So
It's worth far more to me.
there you go. Love that. I always like to check the price charting for that. Question for the chat. What is your favorite NES game ever? Now, I think it's really important to bring up that like this is the day that the American market changed 39 years ago. In 1985, I mean, we're coming off of a video game crash, and the NES really changed video games as we know it. So 39 years ago today, on October 18th, video games changed, and that's pretty spectacular. Obviously included with the NES was also the release of Super Mario Brothers back, as a bundle. Some other noticeable games that were not on the list today, which, by the way, Blabs, all your games today, bangers, right?
Yeah,
Great
it was
job.
like I said,
True.
it's super hard to just pick because I
Yes.
want to like have different categories.
But some noticeable games that you missed, that I guess that could not be included, was WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game for the PlayStation, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror for the Game Boy Advanced, Shadow of the Colossus, released 19 years ago in 2005. Sam & Max Save the World. We mentioned Batman Arkham City over there. Rocksmith, also 13 years ago. Battlefield 1 for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox 8 years ago. And Blabs, I know this was hard for you not to
I know
include.
what you're saying. I was like, if I do it and I don't put these other ones on, I will never hear the end of it. So you're welcome. I didn't put it in.
Lego Harry Potter collection for the
Mhm.
PlayStation 4 8 years
Mhm.
ago today. So
Which is now out on Steam, actually. I don't know if anyone knows that, but October 8th, they released it for Steam.
Oh, that's cool.
That's right.
And they like update it for the graphics and everything. So it's like a remaster of a remaster of a remaster.
So some games that are released today, Blabs, which we actually may be able to put in as our little shopping thing. If you guys are interested in picking up these games, include Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed for the Switch, PC, PlayStation 4, 5, and the Xbox, as well as Unknown 9 Awakening releasing today. So we'll get to that in just a little bit. So got a great one today. So much happening, which is great. So Dan came in, says, last time I was on a plane, I had to buy my own food from inside the airport because Air Canada that serves food were on strike. The only thing they served was pretzels, cookies, and water. That's it.
That's awful. Imagine that for like 12 hours and they give you like nothing.
Well, the wonderful thing about those long international flights is you can just kind of walk to the back and get all your snacks. They have like a snack cart in the back. Did you have that?
No, I would just get up a lot because my ass kept going numb every 30 minutes because it was so uncomfortable. And I would just be like, yo, can I have some water? And they would actually give you water. But I never really asked for food. When I was going back from Japan, I actually stocked up on like sweets and stuff at the airport in Japan because I knew how bad the experience was going to be on the flight. So I just ate a whole bunch of like Japanese candy for 12 hours.
Dude, that's awesome.
And it
Japanese
was
candy's
really
good.
good. Really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
For sure. And also Six String says, shout out to Lady Desiree, who's getting married tomorrow. If you like music, check her out, man. Hey,
Happy wedding day tomorrow.
Yeah, Des, looking forward to that. I'm obviously excited for you. I'm not like looking forward to it.
I was
'cause
going to say,
I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
be
oh,
there,
you're going.
but no, but Six Strings, yes. Des is phenomenal and nothing but happy. You know, I should probably send her a wedding gift, even though I don't know where she's getting married. I should send her something just as a.
Even though I don't know where she lives, I'm going to send her a wedding gift.
She's been the sweetest. She's the sweetest. Des is so great. All right. Let's get into it, ladies. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It is time for Hard News.
Hard news.
Do we have any Karate Kid fans in the house? Normal men. I'm looking at you back there. Karate Kid fans. Yes. Okay. It's funny. I actually watched the first Karate Kid like within the last week. I'll kind of watch 20, 30 minutes. I mean, I've seen it like a million times, but I actually rewatched the original Karate Kid recently, and it is still a phenomenal movie. Is it kind of hokey at times? Yeah, but the way it's shot, the music in it, there's so many wonderful little subplots in it. It is spectacular. The original Karate Kid. Vera, are you? I mean, we talked about this before the show, but
I am. Yeah, I like Karate Kid.
Yeah. Blabs, have you ever seen Karate Kid?
I have seen all the Karate Kids. Thank you very much. I'm just not a huge fan.
You're not a huge fan of Karate Kid.
Yeah, they're all right. I watched them when I was a kid, and they didn't really go wow to me. The one that honestly, because I was the oldest that I ever watched these was the Jackie Chan one, and that one was which everyone seems to have that opinion of. I didn't think it was awful, but it just wasn't that great. But that's the most recent memory.
Okay, so that was the remake. So the Karate Kid franchise, which was it was never a franchise up until really 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, when Netflix was Cobra Kai.
Right. So there was the three original movies, and I think in order of them being the best, it went number 1, number 2, and then number 3, right?
Yeah.
And then they brought it back with the Karate Kid reboot with Jackie Chan and Jaden Smith or whatever, and it was kind of like the Kung Fu Kid, took place in China,
back when he was cute and normal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Then they had Cobra Kai, and this was actually announced a little bit ago, but we now have a poster for the next iteration of Karate Kid, which is called Karate Kid Legends, and it features Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan in it, which is really bizarre to see. We talked about this a while back, but seeing Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, knowing that those universes are somehow connected, is really weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you see the reboot with Jackie Chan?
I did. I mean, my opinion is, I think the general opinion, which is they weren't terrible, but they also were not, 10 out of 10s.
Right. So the Jackie Chan one was, there were some heartfelt moments in it. There's a point where Jackie Chan, he has this car that he restores every year, and he beats the hell out of it because his kid and his wife died in a car wreck. And, he's just getting out his frustrations and stuff. And there's this scene where, I think his name's Dre, picks his hands up, picks him up. And it's kind of like the student teaching the master, Yeah. And, but for the most part, it kind of seemed especially in the the fighting scenes, the tournament scenes, it seemed really overproduced almost. But it was kind of beat for beat along the same way of the original Karate Kid. But I think the original Karate Kid is shot considerably better, and the music is considerably better. Has it
when you wax your car, do you go wax on, wax off every time?
Listen.
He's
all normal men wax on, wax off, and wax on, wax off. That's right. That's right. And we all paint the fence like this and snap our wrist the entire time.
That's gotta hurt.
But it's anyways, this is coming out May 30th. It's gonna be a summer movie, 2025. I'm probably gonna see it because I'm a sucker.
It's probably gonna be a cash grab though.
I hope not.
I hope not, but I just have such a bad feeling about it because we've seen so many franchises rebooted or continued that have just been so bad. And I want this to be good. Don't get me wrong, but low expectations.
The big question here, and this is actually the top comment over here on X, is this where's William Zabka? Where's Johnny?
Yeah.
He's got to be in this some way, right? Johnny's the lead character of Cobra Kai.
Right.
Maybe he's the sun in the poster.
Yes, the bright sun. All right.
I do want to share something before we move on because I was mind blown yesterday. And I don't think we're going to get struck by this because this is just from a show. Okay. Did you guys know that Jackie Chan can sing? Listen to this. Wise man sing, only fool rising. But I can't help falling in love. Shut up, bitch! You're not impressed by that? That was great.
I think that's great. We're definitely going to get flagged for that.
Sorry, YouTube. Kiss my ass.
All right. We got another big update here from Nintendo yesterday. Did you grow up? Did you play any? Speaking of N64 games, Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie, Vera. Did you play those back in the day?
I love the N64, and I have played them. Yes, I love the N64. I know the console is great. I know people do not like the controller. I like the controller.
Right.
I'm down for it.
It was good. It was good. Yeah. It was. It had the good grip to it.
Yes.
You really felt like you were a part of the console.
Yes.
Well, yesterday, as part of the Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo announced the return of Banjo Kazooie with Banjo Tooie coming back. Let's go check out the trailer for this. By the way, obviously all upscale. This is kind of what I'm talking about, where you're going to see kind of the warts and all of the characters when you play these. You played this in 480p or 360, back in the day, and old 1080p, and you're like, oh, it's so much bigger. Widescreen. There we go. All right.
I liked that, and I had no idea what the hell I was watching.
So cute.
You would love Banjo.
Yeah, that looks like fun.
Yeah.
Yes, that is certainly a Blabs game. Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie. If you went back and played those, I think you would be probably the biggest fan in 2024. New fan.
I'm
Banjo.
the biggest shill of Banjo.
You would love it.
24.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Like a Blabs plays Banjo Kazooie would be phenomenal. Would be the best. So
That'd be funny.
anyways, it's coming out next week on the 25th. 1 week from today. If you have the Nintendo Switch Plus expansion.com/org thing going on right there. So there's that. Any thoughts on that, Vera? Excited?
I think it looks good. I'm excited. I mean, I've played them before. I've played the Banjo games before, but I always love when titles are brought to modern consoles. And I say this a lot. We need Twilight Princess on the Switch. Please, Nintendo. It's not that difficult to do. Please. The HD version. Please, please, please. How many times do I have to ask?
Please, please, please.
Yes.
Can I ask a very hard question?
Yes.
What is the most underrated Zelda game?
Ooh, that's the thing is I feel like every Zelda game is loved. I don't really know if there is an underrated Zelda game. List of all Zelda games. I have to think about that. Most underrated.
I'm gonna tell you right now which game that is.
Which game?
Skyward Sword for the Wii.
I don't know. I feel like Skyward Sword is pretty popular. Honestly,
Really?
I feel like it might be Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. I think that is kind of I feel like that's the one that people don't often know.
I think that a lot of people looked at the Wii game and they're like,
Yeah.
there's motion controls, but the game itself was really, really fun. I loved it, and I had at the time major Zelda crush. Like it was Zelda as the princess in the game was phenomenal. The music that played when you're talking to Zelda and such, it was great right there.
Yeah.
So, loved it. Guys, appreciate your super chats. We'll have them scrolling on the bottom of the screen as we go along, as they relate to the topics that we have going on, and obviously we'll make sure we get to all them big boys as well. So thank you guys very much. Your support allows us to do this on a day-to-day basis. We greatly appreciate it. Okay, speaking of big hits, let's talk about this Dragon Ball Sparking Zero game that came out and sold like 3 million copies in 24 hours. This is a banger of a release, and they've already announced DLC information coming up. So new DLC coming for they're already planned 3 DLCs for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Any normal men out there, have you guys played this game? And Vera, have you had a chance to? Are you a big fighting game fan?
I am, but I haven't gotten a chance to play it because there's so many games that have released recently that I've had to, live stream and ultimately play, but I do want to play it soon.
I think the Dragon Ball games are probably some of the most amazing games for me to look at because they look just like the cartoon happening in real time. I'm always fascinated by how, like, I feel like I'm watching a cartoon when I'm seeing people actually put their, play the games. I think it's really, really cool. Sorry, cartoon anime.
I was gonna say
I know.
a cartoon.
I know.
Who
I know.
are you?
I know.
This is an anime.
I know. I'm an
We're
idiot.
classy around here.
So if you guys are into that 3 DLC, they got 3 planned. No dates attached to it, but the game. I mean, let me see if I can find this really quick. I want to show gameplay of this because this gameplay is really strong.
It is.
Here, take a look at this. This is really, really fun. Here we go. So like this looks like you're watching a cartoon. I think it's
an anime.
Yeah, oh, sorry, an anime. I'm about to get shanked up in here. But it looks great. I mean,
It does.
Super sharp. So, anyways, you can go watch your cartoons later.
Oh my god.
At this point.
How dare you disrespect so many people, Craig? On the
Right.
internet? How dare you? Think about what you did and go to the corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen so many animes this year that I'm actually impressed with myself, and I'm currently watching.
What have you seen? What's the best one you've seen this year?
Freerin or Apothecary Diaries.
Oh my god, Figurine is so amazing.
I just hate that there's so much hate of her because oh, she's racist or transphobic and all that. They're trying to spin that on. It's like, dude, she's like a weird ass elf.
She is.
I love that show. It's so good. Someone in chat just said Freewind is mid.
You're mid.
Oh,
Damn.
we're
No,
sharpening,
that was Bear. You're
sharpening
mid
up those
also.
shanks right now. I'll tell you what,
Right?
sharpen them up.
Don't
Bear's
insult
gonna-
Figurine like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Vera's gonna be walking down like Ezio from Assassin's Creed, just walking down and just walking and pop, 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 and just
Right?
I'm also
she-
watching this Korean avatar, not avatar, but anime, and it's actually really fun too. It's called True Beauty, I think it is. But yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I recommend. It's on Crunchyroll.
All right. Recommending Crunchyroll. That's great stuff. Accident Seller came in and says, Retro, I use Shader Glass, a free open source shader overlay app for Windows, where you can watch movies, games, like they were on old CRT. And cool. And even
That is
VHS.
cool.
A great way to watch T2. Cool. Very, very neat. I like that. That's awesome. It's interesting. I'll definitely have to check that out. And Tomac says, so Craig, what would you classify Samurai Pizza Cats as? Blabs, are you familiar with Samurai Pizza Cats?
Should I?
I mean, why not? It was a short-lived cartoon from back in the day.
So why would I know it if it was short-lived?
What was it? Was it? Wait, maybe I'm thinking wrong. I think I am actually thinking wrong because I'm looking at these pictures
Wouldn't
and
be the first time. It's fine.
yeah, definitely not. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely thinking wrong of this. This is not what I was thinking.
If you're
of.
talking about Sonya, the Siamese cat, then I'm with you. But the Samurai Pizza Cats, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is not what I was thinking of at all. Okay, so
It's probably some hentai show who's like, yeah, I love this show.
no, I'm just gonna show you this screenshot here, and I got the video. This is episode 1 here pulled up. That's awesome.
What's that?
Samurai Pizza Cats. Yeah, this is anime. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, it just has the art style of anime, which I think anime has a very distinct art style. It looks like, something that was definitely drawn in the 80s, which is great. So cool. Nice. Well, that is anime. Thank you, Tomac. Greatly appreciate that. That is wonderful. All right. Let's keep on moving, man. We got a bunch of quick hits today.
Before we do, though, because this relates to Sparking Zero,
Yeah.
Kevin came in for $20 and says, I knew Sparking Zero was going to be big, but I did not expect that it would be so big that it took 4 Walmarts, 3 Targets, and 1 GameStop to get the last physical copy for my buddy so we could battle on his PS5, which I can confirm because as I've been adding Sparking Zero to the tags on YouTube, it's completely sold out on Walmart. So
Yeah.
wild stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin.
Sparking Zero, man. Going back to my retail insider, they were telling me that game was going gangbusters beforehand, and It's shown. It's shown that game has been moving and grooving, both physical copies and digital copies. It's been great. Also, Taker came in. So speaking of Sparking Zero, did you hear about Bandai Namco trying to get employees to quit by putting them in a room with nothing to do? It's a weird aspect of Japanese corporate culture and law. What? I have not heard about this. Vera, did you hear about this?
That's so weird.
I did hear about it, but I don't know any other details basically besides what they had just described. Apparently they are trying to because they just canceled a bunch of projects, so they're keeping the employees, but they're having them basically sit around in empty rooms doing absolutely nothing all day, hoping that they'll quit. Seems like a great corporate culture. Glad we fostered an inclusive, friendly environment, guys.
That's awesome.
Speaking of friendly culture for Japan, so many subways are fenced in everywhere because so many people keep jumping off.
Wait, so the sub? I thought you meant like Subway sandwiches.
Right.
Stop thinking about
what?
food. Just because you burnt your chicken nuggets doesn't mean we're all thinking about food.
Hey, I thought the same thing. I was like, what does Subway have to do with this?
There's subways like the actual underground railroad systems. Yeah, most of them are all fenced, completely fenced off, and like the gates open up, so the doors open. But yeah, most of them are fenced in. And I was asking like a Japanese guy, and he was like, "Yeah, because so many people keep jumping off because of the work culture." I'm like, "Oh, so it's not all roses over there, guys."
No, it is not. Blabs, when are you moving over to Japan?
I know I should. I freaking love that. I love how like everyone dies. I should totally move there.
I'm not implying anything, by the way. I'm not saying.
I wasn't thinking that either.
Okay, just want to make sure. So
he's like, I want to get rid of this woman. Can you please just jump off a subway? Thank you.
Henry came in with a $25 super chat. Says DBZ artist. I always get this name. How do you say that correctly? Is it Toy? Did the first season of 80s TMNT, hence why it looks so much better. And then they got cheaper. Yeah, man. If you go back and you look at the old school TMNT intro, even the very first intro of it, I mean, it looks so good compared to later versions. And God, that's awesome. Even today, that's freaking sweet. Anyways, just that slash right there from Shredder. So cool. Thank you, Henry. Greatly appreciate that. That is spectacular. All right, let's keep on moving here. We got an update here on. Did you ever hear that they're making a God of War live action series?
Yes, and it's supposed to be based on the 2018 game, which infuriates me because I understand that they want to try to sell the new games and they want to try to market them, but like, why can't we just have no live actions? I'm sorry, we don't need live action adaptations. Most of the time they turn out bad. And now we're hearing that they're firing the writers.
You are correct. Pretty much scrapping everything at this point, starting over, as looks like it's in development hell. We have this from over on Screen Time on X saying that the God of War live action series will restart development from scratch. Yikes! Rick Judkins has left the studio despite completing multiple scripts. Studio wants to move in a different direction despite studio praising previous scripts. All I can think is Kratos going, boy.
Well, the thing is as it describes, apparently it was initially received very positively by the studio. Sounds like a bit of a positive toxicity going on over there because, we praised internally, but then we make everything freeze. We fire writers. I don't think ever had any actors that were hired, but they were definitely eyeing a few certain people from what we understood. So it sounds like, internally they're saying, everything's rainbows and flowers, and then now everyone's getting fired.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something to the idea of like the toxic positivity that's happening in all these studios along the way. But apparently this wasn't positive enough to keep it going.
No.
Because, starting from scratch. So, this goes back to one of those things like, do we need this? Do we need a God of War series at all? Obviously, this is a Sony product, Sony IP.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're going to write it as hard as they possibly can. And I wonder, God of War is very... well, I would say very masculine, but Kratos is a masculine character. He's kind of been demasculized a little bit over the last couple of games. But when you go back to like the original God of War series, back on the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and Kratos is out there just banging all these goddesses, and there's all these sex scenes, and he's ripping off monsters' head and blood, and there's still a lot of like weight in the current games when there's impact. Like there's an impact that you have when you slamming into enemies. But I don't know. I would love to hear. I know the new God of War games have sold exceptionally well, but if you were to put somebody who's never played a God of War game and put them side by side and had that person play the new version of God of War versus the old version of God of War, which one would they prefer? I'm very interested to find that out. Maybe that would actually be a really interesting series. I think on YouTube, kind of like they bring in the average Joe and be like, "Hey, what do you think? Modern or modern? Are you a member of the modern audience or not?" So,
yeah.
Anyways, all right. Let's keep it on. This happened earlier this week, but we didn't get a chance to get to this. Do you remember the wonderful insensitive design that was released for the Assassin's Creed Shadows game? This son of a bitch right here. This where we had that whole thing going on. And
the one-legged Tory gate.
Yeah, this was interesting along the way. Well, this has actually now officially been pulled as the company behind it, Pure Arts Limited, released a statement earlier this week saying an important note regarding the collectors Assassin's Creed Shadows. So it says, we recently released an insensitive design. We appreciate and have learned from the concerns brought to our attention, and we apologize for the harm it's caused. By the way, as I'm reading this during Clown World today, just keep that in mind as we're going along, because this is like beat for beat based off of like what a generic apology sounds like. So after reading and processing the feedback, we have immediately returned to the drawing board and are currently reworking the design of the collectors Assassin's Creed Shadows. Am I saying that right? I'm guessing that's collectors.
Yeah, collectors.
Yeah. Yasuke and now. Stay tuned. So there we go. So this has officially been pulled from the market, and you will not be able to buy it. And it has been removed for its insensitive design. Right move, Vera? Your thoughts?
So obviously, I know that it is primarily Pure Arts who is doing this and, making this statement, but clearly Ubisoft had to have had somebody behind the scenes working with Pure Arts and okaying designs. And this statement, of course, they're talking about how they're sorry and how they've learned a lesson, but they really haven't. Ubisoft hasn't, Pure Arts hasn't, because there had to have been somebody who recognized the imagery and the meaning, or maybe they're just simply idiots. Maybe they really didn't. Either way, though, it still is, yes, an extremely insensitive design that should have never been on this little like collector's statue. Now, I'm not very shocked that they're deciding to not go ahead with this production and they are, going to rethink the design, because there were so many Japanese gamers and Western gamers who were upset. But it's funny because Ubisoft and, their ilk always say that our voices don't matter and that we're, a vocal minority of people, yet we literally got this statue canceled because people were so upset, because we simply called out how disgusting, really, this imagery was to a lot of people. So it is a win because they're going to have to rework it. But at the end of the day, a company like Ubisoft hasn't learned a lesson. They don't care. If they really cared, they wouldn't be making Assassin's Creed Shadows and, inserting all of the historical inaccuracies that are in the game.
It'd be really funny if they just released this exact design again and they just extended the Tory on the other side.
They could. I initially expected them to have basically each. Now, this also would probably upset people, is no way on one Torii gate or one half of the Torii gate and then Yasuke on the other, and then you put them together because then they could sell you 2 statues. But of course, that probably would still upset Japanese gamers given the imagery of just having one side. But it wouldn't shock me if they literally just copy and pasted the half of the Torii gate and then they made the base slightly bigger and then she's still sitting on one, but he's standing at the other.
Right. I was trying to draw it over here on Canva, but I'm not quick enough to do that. Sorry. my mock-up of what the design could potentially look like. All right. Trent Noir came in and says, thanks, Vera, for your sacrifice playing crap number 9.
Whew, it's bad.
Hey, thank you very much. We're going to get to Vera's thoughts on this game here in just a little bit. We're going to do a little deep dive on it. Stay at Home Hippo says, notice how the one-legged Torii gate was pulled and no longer sold. But has there been any updates on Ubisoft stealing the Samurai Reenactment Group's flag and putting it in the art book?
No, the last thing that we heard was that Ubisoft said they would remove it from the digital art book, but they were not removing it from the physical art book. And the reenactment group said that they were going to basically look into the situation from a legal perspective. They didn't really make any other statement, though, and we haven't heard an update. If Ubisoft was committed to historical accuracy, they would just reprint all the art books. But, of course, they're not going to do that.
Cost too much. Cost way too much. Yeah.
For a company that's worth billions and billions and billions of dollars.
That's right. Hey, John came in with a 10 over the Director Nation side. He says, hey, Craig, is Skyward Sword Zelda your waifu? Every time you bring up Skyward Sword, you always talk about your crush on Zelda. Listen.
Zelda's amazing.
Just tell you this right now. This is Zelda in Skyward Sword. She's like, how great is that?
Oh, she still looks way better in Twilight Princess, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, she's a cute video game character. That's all. Thank you, John, for making an awkward moment between me and Zelda. All right, let's continue on. Blabs really wanted to talk about Disney Plus today. So, Blabs, what's going on with Disney Plus?
Well, I mean, I didn't really want to talk about it, but I noticed this yesterday when Phineas and Ferb apparently is having another revival. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think they had a movie in between, like, the show ending, and there's a movie, and now apparently next year the revival show is coming back, and the entire actors are coming back, which is nice, like, it's not like somebody's replacing, like, the original or whatever, but I just feel like they're gonna make, like, Perry the Platypus trans, and I'm like, oh, because they have to update it for a modern audience. But then it also got me thinking that, like, this isn't the first revival we've seen. In fact, I think next week or in the next coming months, Wizards of Waverly Place is also having a revival, and it's going to focus on like Justin's kids, and they're bringing in this random chick also just because. And Selena Gomez isn't actually a huge part of it. They're just using her as marketing. Like, apparently she's producer and like will guest star here and there. But it's just like, leave the nice shows that we had as a kid on Disney Channel alone. And then they even had like That's So Raven revival, where it was like Raven's Home, and that went on for 6 seasons. I looked it up, so I mean, I guess it does fairly decent if it was 6 seasons. But my point is that it's just so bankrupt and so lame to just make everything new again, and it's just leave it alone. So yeah, that's my little mini rant.
Well, it's like how, even though this isn't, specifically Disney, how they wanted to do like a live action Fairly Odd Parents and then the live action Powerpuff Girls. Like all of these companies are trying to find an angle for basically the modern audience or the new age of kids, while also drawing in older fans and nostalgic fans. And it's, well, not really working for them, because if you look at these live actions, they've all gotten canceled.
Mm-hmm. And like I really, really liked Wizards of Waverly Place as a child, so I'm just like, stop it. Leave it alone. It was fine. And I saw the trailer, and the graphics don't look actually that great. And it's like, dude, this is Disney. You guys have like a shit ton of money, or supposedly do. You could do better than that, but no.
Yeah, you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
I have a perfect.
Yeah, go ahead and yawn. Off you go.
I'm not yawning. Yawning. I have a perfect clip for you.
I thought he was yawning in that clip.
No.
How does it feel to have lived long enough to see all of your favorite franchises go down in flames?
Feels great.
So great.
It's so
great.
sad.
So great.
Yep, there it is. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. So there you go. Sorry, Disney Plus. They're just digging things up and repackaging and giving you a bunch of pile of shit. So there you go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss.
Yay.
I'm sorry
Me
for your
too.
loss, Blabs.
Me too.
All right. Well, let's keep moving on. Did you see the richest man in the world came out and he said, he's obviously very active in the upcoming election, and he's very. I'm talking about Elon Musk. He's very much said who he's going to be voting for. He's been promoting Trump along the way, and he's been trying to get people active along the way. And he put this tweet out yesterday, which was like, "Hey man, about fucking time." It says, "We need a video gamer voting block. Make games great again." Which I simply responded, said like, yeah, pretty much. If anyone knows how to get a hold of this guy, let's make it happen. Because I feel like that's kind of what our little group on the internet is doing over here. Which was, it's kind of like, welcome to the party, pal. But did you know, Vera, that not only there actually is a video game voting block already in place. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Oh, you can go to gamersforharris.org and learn about the 600 creators from your favorite games that have. And I wanted to read this because if this is like this is the most fucking cringeworthy thing I think I've ever heard. Like there's so many gamer buzzwords in here. I just want to, whatever. Kamala Harris is a winner, right?
I'm already tired of this.
my guess here is that they're gonna like segregate this, and it's gonna be like white gamers for Harris.
This isn't satire.
No, this is a real thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God.
She's the one of the two things we gamers like the most. She's competitive, and it says her first decision to choose Minister Governor Tim Walz as a running mate. He's cooperative, right? The other guys, Trump and Vance, are what we despise. Cheaters, right? It's like they're using all these like gamer buzzwords in here, and it's phenomenal and hokey, and it's very like, how do you do, fellow kids?
Right.
How do you do, fellow gamers?
That's right, man. But what's interesting about this is that you can literally go down the list and see all the people that are on, like people have voluntarily put their names on this list. So you can see everybody here who is batshit crazy. And we got Wizards of the Coast along
Not
here.
shocking there, that's for
They
sure.
make me sad.
Yeah, you got people from the principal designer of Bungie and Destiny 2.
There's a lot of Wizards of the Coast on there. There's another one, Logan.
Oh
Wow.
yeah, there's a lot here. This is not just your small indie developers along the way. So you can just literally run down the list here and see exactly who's here.
How many are there?
I know.
600 Blabs.
Wait, for
600.
real? There's like this is
Ooh.
600 people?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
my
there's 600
gosh.
who have
That's 600
voluntarily.
people have too much time on their hands. I'm just saying.
They have voluntarily put their name on this list for people, so including the Board Game Hot Takes podcast and Tim Dolph over there. I don't really know what that is, but there's Wizards of the Coast, the graphic pre-press manager, once again along the way. So
there's so many people.
yeah, exactly. But you know what the interesting thing is that there's actually way more normal men here. I feel if we were to put this down, there's way more. Once again, senior game designer, Wizards of the Coast and D&D. If you don't think their politics find their way into the video games, then there you go along the way. But if you want to go, you can check out gamersforharris.org and learn more about who these people are and their open willingness to pop into lead designer for Riot Games and Respawn over here.
Amazon games too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just go down the list. I mean, this is still going. This is a long ass list of people voluntarily putting their names down here.
Do you know what I've noticed though in this list and how lazy this website is? Usually when you have a giant list of names, they're alphabetical. This
Right,
isn't.
and they're not.
This was just thrown up out there as fast as possible, as disorganized as possible.
James.
So not a person could go and find anybody because they have to go and hit Control F to actually find. It's not
Right.
like Let me find this person's name. Let me go to F or something, right?
James, what are we doing, James? Oh, I know James from Extra Credits. He used to be from the show called Extra Credits, and now he's all right. Well, that's
Oh,
awesome.
look, there's Ubisoft on that list too.
Oh, I'm sure there's somebody from Ubisoft on.
No, there
here.
was. I just saw it.
There we go. Ubisoft right there. Former Fragdoll and Ubisoft. There we go. So yes. Anyways, just wanted to let you know it's right there if you want to go. So sorry, Elon. There already is a video game voting block for you.
I can't imagine anyone seeing that list and just that webpage and going, you know what? This is definitely going to sway me to vote for this individual. I just don't see how that's going to work out well for them.
I know that there's some journalist out there, someone who has a YouTube channel or who has a vlog or blog or something along those lines that would love to go down and see what percentage of those people have pronouns in their bio.
Oh, I'm sure so many of them do.
Is it 90%? Is it 100%? And
now, how many have blockchained us? That's another good question. I'm sure 90% of this list has us blocked.
Look, I'm going to tell you this right now. You make gamersfortrump.org. That's still cringy as fuck. Like, I'm just saying, like, do it either way. It's
like how they had in-game rallies in World of Warcraft, both Harris and Trump. I personally do not like that. Again, I wouldn't see that in a game and go, this is definitely going to sway my vote.
Right.
No matter who it is.
Yeah, keep politics out of gaming.
It's amazing. Right. Exactly. Yes. Anyways, it's fucking insane. So anyways, everyone go to gamersforharris.org and let everybody know how much you support.
Also, chat, let us know if you want us to sit for a whole stream and go through this list and see how many people have blocked us.
I'm not volunteering for that torture. That's like 600 names. That's 600
Hey, I
names
have
of
to
hell.
stream 5, 6, 7 hours of Dustborns and Flintlocks and Unknown Nines. I can sit and do that. That's a breeze.
I'm not
easy.
volunteering as tribute.
I'll do it.
Well, maybe we can. I don't know. Maybe we'll. Yeah, they do not buy from this list, right? Exactly.
No.
But I will say this. I think that really, I've said this before. I think that the video game industry is probably one of the most ideologically captured industries, period, in all of entertainment. It leans so one way that any pushback at all is seen as radical and crazy and silly and so a website like this does not surprise me at all. And it also, there is actually a gamersfortrump.org, but they went in. It's just I'm sure the same people who bought Gamers for Harris bought Gamers for Trump just to sit on it as well. So
yeah.
But anyways, all right, well, let's keep on moving on. We got this next story here talking about failures here. Let's go to That Park Place. This is an interesting story. Very interesting here. Is that the report first and foremost, Ubisoft has a strike happening right now over in Francais. That's happening. And the report is, according to That Park Place, 700 Ubisoft employees strike company in response to being to return to the office requirement. So they're saying like no longer work from home. They want everyone to come back into the office. But they're saying it's believed to be an attempt to force resignations from people at their company. So as you go through, it says around 700 Ubisoft employees at its French studios have reportedly gone on strike in response to the company requiring employees to begin working at the office as opposed to work from home. Back in September, the French video game union syndicate, called for Ubisoft employees to strike on October 15th, 16th, and 17th as the company demanded employees begin working in the company's offices for 3 days per week for all employees. I'm going to tell you this right now. Vera, the idea that you're saying we're going to strike on these days and the fact that they gave them a few weeks lead, I think if you're going to strike, don't you just strike and you strike for as long as it takes to get the job done? Like if you're saying we're only going to strike for 3 days, I feel like that's a losing proposition.
It's like they were told by the leadership, if you strike for more than 3 days, you're all going to lose your jobs. And they were like, okay, we'll strike. We'll make our point, but only for the 3 days. Like if you want to get your point across, you have to just strike until your point has been received. But instead, it's like, oh yeah, we're only going to strike for 3 days. Like, really? Do you think that's going to make a difference?
Right.
We're talking about a company that's worth over $5 billion. Do you really think that they care about a couple of days of lost work?
Well, it says the union also shared that it believes Ubisoft made this move, given it knows the quote, the consequences of its decision will be the loss of our colleagues' jobs, the disorganization of many game projects, and the drastic increase of psychosocial risks for those who remain. So the idea that some people are just going to quit and or be fired because of this says, furthermore, noted this decision is announced immediately after the failure of the profit sharing negotiations. Exactly like previous salary negotiations, management's proposals were unacceptable, and negotiation timetable was appalling. And management was deaf to the proposals of the various employee representations. By the way, extremely not politically correct by using the word deaf. They should be used unheard, unfortunately.
I'm
ridiculous.
Offended.
I agree. It's really unsettling.
Awful.
Here. Given this, the union stated, to express our anger, we call all employees in France to a first strike on October 15th, 16th, and 17th.
They can't make games properly, and they can't even strike properly.
Jesus.
It's like a performative strike over there. Oh yeah, we're gonna strike for 3 days so we don't lose our jobs.
But what about their demands? Because that's the other thing. There's always demands when it comes to a strike, and I think it's important that we see what their demands are here, because their demands, first and foremost, is it wants a formal agreement on remote work with due process for real negotiation between management and unions. Not an arbitrary decision taking several months in advance, one which guarantees that each person can freely choose its number of remote days and when they are in the week, and when they are in for the week, as well as being counted by the month and not by the week. So they're pretty much saying, we'll work whenever the hell we want to work, and we're going to come in whenever the hell we want to work. Right. So second, the union demands an immediate increase in all salaries to compensate for the drop of our living standards in recent years. The restoration of profit sharing at a 60% objective, the end of the gender pay gap, and a higher increase in low salaries. I'm always fascinated by the you will pay us more.
Right.
You will pay us more, otherwise we will not work aspect of things. And I think the crazy thing about this is that we have an industry that 13,000 people have lost their jobs in the last year alone. Yeah. 13,000 people, right? That is, what was it? Hundreds per day almost, yeah. I think, right? Like, I mean, we're talking just from a rounding out, and these people, they have the gall to strike. And yes, your company is losing money, but can you imagine if Elon Musk or if the Yves Gamon came in and Elon Musked it and said, okay, well, we're just going to fire half our team, right? We're going to scale back and we're going to fire half our team. We're going to get rid of half our payroll, which is definitely the biggest expense. And we're going to scale down. We're going to close one of our offices and we're going to scale down, and we're only going to do 4 projects a year instead of 5 or whatever, I think the efficiency would probably go up pretty drastically. And by the way, we're going to keep half the employees on, and we're going to pay them more. We're going to pay them a little more because we've just fired half our team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always pretty amazing to see how the thoughts of these people. And look, I'm all about like workers having their rights. I get it, right? But it's just like time and place, man. Time and place. It's probably not the best time to be forcing the hand when your company's losing money and 13,000 people lost their jobs in the last year.
100%.
Yeah. Chat, what do you think? Blabs, do you have any thoughts on that?
Honestly, my thoughts are pretty similar to yours.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, there he is.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry. I went to mute, but I accidentally stopped my camera. K-Speed says, I remember that there were political ads in Burnout Paradise for Obama back in 2008. I play games to get away from the real world, not to be reminded of it. Yes, absolutely. There you go, K-Speed. There he goes. Mighty Zan says operative term being profit sharing. That's right. That's the thing. You have to make profit, and Ubisoft is not exactly doing what they need to do right
Nope.
there. Gnome John says, I think the work from home stuff is because the employees scattered to the 4 winds and would need to weekly travel, just not commuting. Right. You know, I'm kind of old school in the idea that I like the idea of everyone kind of being in a centralized place. Now, I realize that in the video game industry that it's a little bit different and that the world changed when 2020 and COVID hit.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of everybody being in a centralized place.
Yeah, and the thing is that something similar had happened back in March. I was just trying to find it. Rockstar developers actually got annihilated. They got roasted because they were also complaining about returning to the office. And I mean, we're talking about the industry facing, you know, record high layoffs. So you would think that these employees would be like, I'm just grateful that I'm not facing layoffs right now, that everything's going good for me. I understand that they don't want to go back to the office because it's more convenient to work from home. But on the flip side, you are still working for a massive company. And at the end of the day, you're still getting paid. So I get it. You want to be paid more. You want to work from home. But you should kind of feel a little bit more grateful for the fact that you haven't been laid off. But these people just do not understand. They're completely out of touch.
And somebody pointed out the idea that like we don't have an office, right? And I 100% agree. Like I would love to do this show in person. I think the show would greatly benefit from having everybody in. But I think the structure of this show doesn't necessarily like the cost of if we brought Vera in every other Friday and we're like, Vera, we got to pay for your hotel, we got to pay for your flight, we got to pay for, you know, and like bring her, like the show is not make any money at that point, right?
Right.
So that's why we do it this way, right? And that's strictly a business decision. But man, would I love to eventually get to the point where we have an office setting or a studio setting to where we could do the show in person and bring people in, and that'd be spectacular. But that cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and guess what? We don't have. So Jacob came in and says, would you guys consider having V, the Romanian troll, as a guest in the future? I've seen him before. Have you seen him, Vera?
Yeah, he's really great. I've talked to him a lot.
Yeah, I've just put him
cool.
on like the giant list of potential people.
Yeah, let's get him on. Angela came in, says, as Neon says, don't ask daddy for a pony when he's just lost his job. That's right.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, Angela. Appreciate that. Neon is a great dude for sure. All right. Let's keep on keeping on from there. Moving on from that. Now, I'll tell you what, we're rolling, and yeah, we still got to get to Clown World today. So let's go and get to some sweet baby stuff. We're going to talk about Unknown 9 Awakening here in just a second. But before we do, let's talk about another L that SBI has taken, and literally within hours of each other, as this has come out courtesy of thatparkplace.com, as we saw this game released earlier this year. And I'll tell you this way, it did not perform very well. But Tales of Kinzara, ZAU? Developer lays off the entire team and puts the entire games division on hiatus after previously claiming, hey, those sales are just fine. What are you talking about? We're great.
Yeah. They were boasting about how their sales were fantastic, and if you don't like the game, you don't have to buy it because they already have an audience that's interested in their product. Well, the modern audience strikes again.
Yes, and to further push this home, this game was released on April 23rd, 2024. And here it is in real time, the number of people playing this game right now. Let's play the Price is Right game. We know, Blabs, that the modern audience very much exists and always goes to bat for these modern games. So how many players, Blabs, are playing this game right now on Steam?
All right, so we know there was 12 people laid off. So I'm going to guess 3.
Ooh.
Okay, going with 3. Vera?
I'm going to be more generous and say 10.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, ladies, Blabs wins closest without going over.
What?
As there are currently 8 players
Wait a minute, I'm closer. I said 10.
But you went over.
Oh,
and
right.
Price is
Right.
Right.
I want to win, damn it.
Well, the 10 is 24-hour peak.
Yes. But
So
and
my 10 is up there.
you were so close.
So close.
That's right. So there you go. You know, it's this game has not performed very well. Back to the article here. We've talked about this. You know, this is a game that actually, I mean, it looked like it had some pretty good things going on it, but it was linked to Sweet Baby Inc. And Vera, you could probably talk a little bit more about the links here. Why don't you give everybody a rundown with this? Because I'm sure you did a couple videos on this game, yeah?
I have. I mean, basically, the game came out. The writer/director had attacked gamers, and ultimately, he went on tangents about kind of the culture war and Gamergate 2 and how there's a lot of hatred and toxicity that is ruling and dominating the industry. And I believe he even had made a statement months ago, back in like March or April, saying how, they were going to try their best to protect their employees and they weren't going to lay anybody off. And well, we see what's inevitably happened. And, I don't revel in the fact that people are losing their jobs. Even if I dislike their product, I don't want to sit here and say it's amazing that they've lost their jobs. But at the end of the day, if you are not doing your job or you are not doing a good job, did you ever really deserve that position in the first place? And my answer would be no.
Well, they released a statement over on X, and I'd like to read it in its entirety because they're actually asking for help for development of their next project. Here is the quote that they have. They says, "We decided to put the work of the Surgent Games division on hiatus while we secure funding for our next project. In the meantime, we've unfortunately had to put our team on notice for redundancy. Everyone at Surgent worked incredibly hard to create Tales of Kenzari ZAU, a game that truly comes from the heart. Their passion, creativity, and dedication are nothing short of extraordinary. There are still a couple of exciting updates coming down the pipeline for ZAU, but for now, we have a message. Our team has created a prototype for a bold new project. It's darker, edgier, and more visceral than our first game, but it retains all ZAU's high-octane combat and cultural depth. And we're looking for a partner. Help us bring our vision to life." So there you go. That's kind of where it's at. They're asking for help. Maybe they should ask Sweet Baby for that help. Maybe get a little funding from them for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another Sweet Baby Inc. game that ultimately is flushed down the drain. I think that the game probably had its issues before it had even released. And I don't think that they ever expected AAA numbers because this was their first release. But on the flip side, when you tell people not to buy your product, people are not going to buy your product. They just need to learn that.
It's amazing how when you tell your audience that they're horrible people and that you should not buy the product, that they'll actually listen to you. It's crazy. Yeah. So, well, another one bites the dust. Like I said, we don't revel in the idea of people losing their jobs. No. We don't like that at all. We want games to be successful. We want these studios to be successful. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, 287 people at your peak is not seen as successful by any way, shape, or form. So, and 8 people playing right now. They're like the people who are laid off, you'd think they'd be playing through their game right now. You know, like all 12 of them, which once again, I don't like seeing people lose their jobs at all. But once again, the Sweet Baby kiss is in effect.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, there's another one right there. But I'll tell you what. We have another one. The Sweet Baby kiss. I mean, this is just straight up makeout session with this game. We'll get to that in just a second. But first, Henry Davis came in with a $25 super chat. Says the 60-40 home split is the sweet spot. These days, families more than often have both parents work with the flexibility, and the flexibility has been amazing. My group has had record performance since 2020 with the 60-40 split. Is that, Henry, are you saying 60-40 as in 60 in the office, 40 at home, or vice versa? But thanks, Henry. And it's great to hear you guys have been super productive, man. That's great. Love that. Love that. Also, look at this. Look, Garrett came in with a massive $20 super chat, just saying support. Hopefully your message.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's awesome, LeGarrette. We will support. And thank you very much for that support. 90 Dragoons came in over on the direct donation side. Says, only good case for unions I've heard is, yeah, the union is corrupt, but it can be corrupt for you. I don't know. Sounds bad to me, man. Ubisoft's weak-ass strike is only going to be 3 days because 3 days is all the leverage their employees are worth. Thank you, 90 Dragoons. Appreciate that. Support! All right, awesome. Guys, thank you again for your super chats. We'll make sure they are scrolling on the bottom of the screen as they pertain to what we're talking about along the way. And we'll make sure we get to some of the larger ones as well. We want to make sure we let you guys know how much we genuinely appreciate that. I know I do want to open up before we get to Unknown 9 Awakening. Delta came in and says, I know nothing about Unknown 9. Is it a Souls-like or something? Bandai Namco's other big game, Synduality, will probably flop hard. From early access playtesters, the game has everything I want. Mecha and waifus, but it turned into a PvE gotcha looter. Then he followed up and says, "Oh, and did you see that Nvidia is partnered with Dragon Age Veilguard? There's a tweet about subscribing to GeForce Now for $100 every 6 months, and it gets you a copy. I think GeForce Now is like a cloud gaming thing. Watch those go into sales numbers." Well, thank you very much, Delta. And there's actually I wanted to talk about that because there actually is a partnership between Unknown 9 Awakening that we're going to get to here very, very shortly. But let's actually get into this. So we talked about the failure of the Tales of Kinzaria game and them shutting down their studios. But in the last day, we saw the release of Unknown 9 Awakening. Now, this is a game, Vera, that was not on many people's radar. It was not marketed very well. I've seen all sorts of pre-sales figures for this from my insider, and they did not look good. And every time I talked about this game, people would say, "What the hell are you talking about? What is this game? I have no idea what you're talking about." So you played this game last night.
I did. Fun.
I have some of your clips, which we're going to get into. But before we do, as one of the few who have played this game, because right now it is not performing very well. Why don't you give us just an overview of what this game is?
Oh God, it is. It starts off as kind of the classic new. She's younger. She's like new to this magic system, and then her teacher. Spoiler alert, I guess, for the 2 people in chat that might actually play it, she dies. And so you're on this quest to for revenge, even though at the beginning of the game, of course, you find out that the lead villain is a white guy when nobody else is white in the game. So right there, not a big shocker. 15 minutes into the game, she's talking about how she is an empowered woman, and the gameplay truly is abysmal. It is very similar to Star Wars Outlaws, only it's still worse, which is shocking because Star Wars Outlaws is so bad.
Sorry, I had some pulled up, and I'm sorry that you heard them. I don't know if you heard the gameplay underneath it, but I did actually want to pull up some of these clips that you uploaded over on X today.
Oh no!
Because these
so
are
bad.
These are great. These are great. I really enjoyed watching these this morning, and this kind of gives you the example, a look of what to expect if you're to check out Unknown 9 Awakening. So let's see Vera in real time learning about this game.
Oh my life. Oof. I have no idea where to go next.
By the way, did you kill this guy up here? Did it just
I
explode?
did. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it killed him.
Okay, sounds good. I wasn't sure if something happened and that murdered that guy. Okay. So he's there, and then let's see what happens next.
I have no idea where to go next.
We build the future on the backs of our forebears.
Why is he moonwalking?
I know, he moonwalks constantly.
I love it.
They couldn't develop his steps. They couldn't do it, I guess.
I love your face here when he starts moonwalking. You're just like,
this is so bad.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
It's great stuff. But there's more here. I actually really enjoyed the
$5.
diversity in this game here.
Yeah.
This was
good.
great. Yeah, let's check out the diversity in this game, Blabs. You're really going to enjoy this.
Oh, good.
You are the same man.
Oh my god.
And you are the same man. And you are the same man. And you are the same man. There was one mob who we counted 11 times in that area. Not even that guy, a different one. All of them are repeats in that area. Are they trying to say all Indian people look the same? I'm a little offended at Reflector.
That's rough, man. That's rough.
Yeah, wow. Same shirts, same outfits.
It's Attack of the Clones over here.
Yeah, they're all stormtroopers in disguise. They're actually playing a Star Wars game.
Terrible.
They're all undercover. It's some secret ops led by Anakin Skywalker.
And then every single area, so like if you enter a new area, it's basically a box. And in order to complete that area, you have to kill every mob in the area, and then you have to either unlock a door, you either have to push over a gate, or you have to jump over an obstacle. And by the way, there's no jump button in the game. It's only scripted jumps, which is ridiculous. We're in 2024, no jump button. But they force you into combat. You can't just walk past any of the mobs. You have to defeat every single one they put in front of you.
I just really appreciate you are the same man.
You are the same man. That's a good audio clip. I'm definitely going to use that again in the future.
Great. All right, let's see what else happens here. We got more clips from your gameplay. And how long did you play this last night?
I played it for 4 hours, and tomorrow I'll be playing it like 6 or 7.
Oh,
so.
you are.
Yay! Love video games.
Do you do something like rewarding afterwards? Like something fun?
No, I just hate myself.
It's not very healthy there. I'm just saying, maybe go do something fun after that.
Yeah, I don't. Well, next week's my birthday, so.
Oh, awesome.
I'll have to do something fun.
Vera, we appreciate your bravery in fighting through this for everybody.
I'm losing my last brain cells over here.
That's right.
She's just gonna playing that clip over and over again. You are the same man. You are the same man. You are the same man.
Let's go ahead and see what happens here.
$5. Only racists and sexists like to have fun.
Thank you, Chris, for the 5. The game is so low. It scared the shit out of me. Don't do that again. We can barely hear the game and everything's at max. My computer volume's at max. The mixer's at max for you guys. Here he goes.
See you later.
Dude, I love it. I think it's hilarious. It's like Michael Jackson.
It's constant.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Wow. Is there any other ones that we should really show off?
If you click it in the thread, there's ones about the guns, which I also think is probably something people want to see if they're considering playing the game.
Okay, let's see what we got here with some gunplay here.
I was standing right at his side.
That's like some outlaw shit right there.
Yeah, it's very bad.
I want to watch this one more time. Watch this incredible gameplay. Who the fuck's he aiming at?
I know.
All right.
What did she just say? They should be.
What's that? Wait, what did the character just say? Because all I heard was
that was me. Oh, I was so bamboozled. I was like, "Whoa, what?"
I was like, "What kind of fighting dialogue is this?"
She has no fighting dialogue. It's silent.
That's weird.
Hey, Hypnotic came and says, "Uploaded my clip of a game-breaking bug in the tutorial." Hypnotic.
Not shocking.
Hey, Blab, see if you can find that on I'm guessing on X. Let's see what we got over there. Thanks so much, Hypnotic. Great to see you, buddy. Congratulations on kicking ass.
How is that fair? They should be forced to aim. If I'm forced to aim, they should be forced to aim. Where's he going?
Wait. Was he there the first time was he there?
Nope. No, he wasn't. And then he jumped there, and then he was going, I don't know, wherever he's going.
Wait, like he's just Not there.
Nope.
You turn the camera a little bit, do a 360 rotation of the camera. Hold on. He's there.
Yep. I don't know where he's headed,
Early
but
2000s shit where all of a sudden the character just fades away or like shows up randomly.
Oh,
Nice.
that's spectacular. Let's see where he goes.
He's really
I'm
leading the
so
charge.
unamused. I'm like, really?
Oh, spectacular. So this game's $50, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, definitely not worth it.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I do have the hypnotic video.
Oh yeah, let's see. Let's
Just
check
under
it out.
2 minutes.
Okay, let's see what we got here. This is from the Blockbuster game just announced or just released, Unknown 9 Awakening. Let's check it out.
Heal because I'm OP as fuck. She just punch through shit. Come on, talk to me, Miyagi. What are we doing? Talk. Is she glitching out?
Yep.
Oh no,
Bro, she's glitching.
So you can't continue at this point.
Nope.
Oh
You have
no.
to you have to restart the game.
Why are you glitching?
You might be able to close it and then reopen it, but I think he got past it.
Oh wow. That
Try
makes
this again.
This is the tutorial?
Yep. This is still like the tutorial area. Very early on in the game.
Bro,
no.
it's
Oh,
supposed to let me boost
and
her up
by
there.
the way,
It's not letting me
I was-
boost her up.
I was 4 hours into the game and we were still getting tutorials. It is madness. They have we were like 3.5 to almost 4 hours and there was tutorials. It's insanity.
Well, as pointed out by Smash over here on X, is a great sign of confidence by Bandai Namco, just totally disabling the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio on the cinematic
You
launch
can do
trailer.
that? I didn't know you could disable on WoW.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can.
Wow.
Now the game has not. I'll say it's not going gangbusters right here, and I will say this: when it was first released yesterday, it had a peak of like 169 players, but today it is flying off the shelves as currently sitting at 277 players right now. And this will drop throughout the day. But this is, and one other thing to point out is that this game was offered for free. Many of the people who have reviewed the game over on Steam actually received that for free. And we'll get to that in just a second. But Savvy actually brings up a really good point over on X. And this is a question that we all always ask. And this is an important question to ask. Why isn't the target audience turning up? We got a single player group story. We got single player group stories. We got big name back PvP. We got a co-op Star Wars game in both TV and game. You got Lord of the Rings. You got a Bandai Namco backing this. Are you not entertained, modern audience? So many different types of entertainment that is just for you. Why is the target audience not showing up? I think we all know the answer to that, Vera.
Yep. Because they don't exist.
Because they don't exist. That's right. Well, it's the game has not received very well. The reviews have not been great for the game. It's a very mid game, and by mid I mean like mid 2000s game. Like a lot of people, they say it's comparable to like a PlayStation 3 game, tech and all, and bugs and all. But there is somebody who absolutely loved the game, or at least the idea of the game, and that was the beacon of video game journalism, The Gamer. Did you see what The Gamer said? This is from Learning the Law over on X.
I have not seen it yet.
Oh, I can't wait for this. Here we go. It says The Gamer reviewed the latest DEI game, Unknown 9 Awakening, and went into detail about how it's a broken mess in terms of graphics and optimization. They further explained the numerous bugs and glitches that made the game utterly broken. Despite this, they gave credit to they gave it the same score as Stellar Blade, claiming that Sweet Baby's character development in the game is brilliant and features one of the best characters of 2024. Sometimes it feels like we're living in a simulation. So here we are along the way. It says Haruna, as portrayed by Anya Charlatra in particular, stands out as one of my favorite characters in 2024 due to her never say die witty attitude and unflinching confidence. So, although Unnine's last gen approach to delivering linear adventure mostly made me very unhappy. mostly made me very happy. I'm sorry, not unhappy. Its frequent technical issues make it feel dated in a less purposeful way. On PlayStation 5, my playthrough was plagued with frame rate drops and characters getting stuck in the environment and bug collectibles that all made it a little less nostalgic for the old days. 3 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. So there you go.
That's ridiculous. Stellar Blade was a fantastic game that is 100 times better than Unknown 9. And it makes me sad about Unknown 9 because I like Anya. I thought she did relatively well in The Witcher, and obviously the Witcher TV series has gone off the rails, and even from the start it had problems, but I still thought that she did good for the script that she was given and the role that she was cast in. Is she like the best actress to play Yennefer? In my opinion, no, but she still did pretty good, and she's a beautiful woman. It is so sad to see the fact that they butchered her character model in this game because they had a beautiful woman that they could have put in the title, but we know that these developers just hate beauty, which is sad.
It's all Doug in games says starting a landfill and bearing 2024 gaming disasters about Unknown 9 before it gets recalled to be buried with my Concords. In 30 years, I will excavate them and sell them for huge money.
Surely.
Yes. I got my Concords right behind me over there, and I'm looking forward to making a pretty penny off that bad boy. Maybe I should go and pick up a copy of Unknown 9, physical copy, and buy that as an investment as well.
Yeah.
Now there is one more layer to this story, and that is that the game is it's not being reviewed very well on Steam. But here's the thing. Many of those people who are reviewing the game on Steam and who are actually playing that game, going back to this right now with the 277 people who are playing this game, well, guess what? They got it for free They got the game for free with an AMD graphics card. So no one bought the game. And you can see the reviews here. They're all negative. And they got it for free. They didn't even pay $50 for it, Vera.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't say I'm particularly shocked that so many copies of the game are being given for free. But on the flip side, it doesn't look good when you have a game and like 90% of the reviews are people who got it for free. It just looks terrible. I don't know. Hey, I understand that these developers would want to get the game in as many hands as possible, but on the flip side, giving it out for free is still kind of a loss.
This is there's a great quote in the chat. It said, I got it for free and I still feel ripped off. There you go.
Yes. Free and it's still not worth the price.
My time is more valuable than free, which is great. Oh, that's awesome. Well, this is going to be interesting to see. And I wonder if the player numbers will pick up over the weekend. I put a tweet out talking about the pre-order numbers for this game, and it did not perform very well from a pre-order perspective. I mean, literally dozens of people pre-ordered this. And by that, I mean like literally 2 dozens of people pre-ordered the game. So we'll see if the numbers pick up over the weekend. But that is the latest and greatest. I think the larger question here, Vera, is how does Sweet Baby continuously get work? Like, when you look at the list of games, their catalog of games, have they seen, and this is the legit question, have they seen a successful game outside of Spider-Man that was going to succeed because it's fucking Spider-Man?
God of War.
Ah, that's right. They were a part of God of War, which once again was going to succeed because it's fucking God of War.
Yeah, and Alan Wake 2 should have succeeded, but the writing was so extremely poor it didn't end up selling, which is so sad because Alan Wake 1 truly was a fantastic experience. And unfortunately, I do think that it comes down to, in my opinion, fear. I think a lot of development studios right now are afraid of cancel culture. I think that they are ultimately afraid of offending a group of people to the point where their products are boycotted. So they see a company like Sweet Baby Inc., who most likely doesn't want a lot of money because they are on the smaller side to do these consultation jobs, and Sweet Baby could have 3 or 4 consultation jobs going at a time, so they're kind of raking in the money. But I think a lot of these companies are, first of all, trying to spend money. They're trying to stay ahead of the social curve where they are, being sensitive, and they're trying not to offend people. But I do think that these companies and the people within them are pretty afraid of the current climate when it comes to social media. I do think that, though, that is also, partly their fault because they do bend the knee to so many individuals. And when, 1 or 2 people online are offended at something, they instantly go in and they change things, and they're listening to the wrong voices, which is not our fault. That's their fault. They should be listening to real customers. But that's the problem with modern audiences, is maybe there's 100 people or 200 people that could be called part of the modern audience, but really they're just sensitive snowflakes on social media, and they're listening to the vocal minority of people, and ultimately it's leading to games not being sold.
I think you nailed it. Nailed it there, Vera, for sure. 100%. The modern audience does not exist. We all understand this, and it's amazing to see how these companies continue to fail upwards.
I also see people in chat saying, what a bunch of BS. Alan Wake 2 had great writing and Vera didn't play it. I live streamed a full playthrough on my channel, so you can go and watch it. And I also streamed Alan Wake 1. I have streamed all of the Sweet Baby and games that have come out in the past 2 years.
There you go.
Yeah.
I just have a little thing to say.
Yes.
I was trying to research sales of specific video games, and it bothers me how I can never find the sale numbers for these games. So I feel like it should be a law that they should release the first month of sales for every game. I'm just saying how interesting that would be, right?
Yeah.
A law for, I don't know. They're private companies, so, well, I guess they're not technically private.
It's just, I can't find any information on just certain games. I'm like, what the hell? Stop being so Disney.
Also, shout out to That Park Place. I see Trent saying Vera admits she's Sweet Baby's #1 fan. True. Right. I'm the only reason they're staying afloat now. I'm giving them the money.
Trent's a good dude doing great work, man. Great work over there. All right. Well, look, we will continuously follow the incredible saga associated with Sweet Baby Inc. and all that. And once again, listen, it's more than Sweet Baby Inc., right? You gotta make sure we're pointing and shining the light on all these companies along the way. Okay, look, it's Friday. It's just about 12:30, a little bit after. We got to get on our seatbelts, ladies, and buckle up. It's time to go to Clown World. Are you ready, Vera?
I'm ready.
Okay, because we got a fucking good one today. Let's go. Oh wait, that's not the way I was gonna hit plane talk again. No,
I always have
Clown.
All right, another smooth landing as we land over here in Clown World. I'll tell you what, we only have one subject today in Clown World. Blabs, I'm bypassing one of the other subjects here because I really wanted to focus in on this guy, Dean Withers. Are you familiar with Dean Withers, Vera? I
am not.
Okay, well, there's a YouTube channel called Jubilee, and they create some content that is their latest format is it's like a 20 versus 1 format where they'll get one person who believes this and 20 people who don't. And then they come in and they sit down and they talk with that one person. And then that person who came in to sit down can be voted out by the other 19 people who are sitting there. It's an interesting format, and that kind of stuff does really well on YouTube. Well, this kid, Dean Withers, was in it, and this is kind of a rundown of what it looks like, right? And they have a 20-minute timer. Well, anyways, this guy, he is a super lefty political dude. He's like 20 years old. and
Yeah,
he's
I know who he is now. Yeah.
super
Yeah, I've
smarmy.
seen him before.
Mm.
Yeah, he's super smarmy and all this, right?
He looks like he doesn't shower ever. Super greasy dude. Yeah.
Right, right.
He and
True.
Asmund are probably bros. I don't know. They
Well,
both stink.
A week ago, he had to issue an apology for racist and homophobic posts that had resurfaced from social media along the way, and he had to issue an apology along the way. He's a 20-year-old kid who look, you're 20, you're still an idiot. You think you know everything, but you really don't, right? And you're even dumber when you're 14, 15, whatever, right? But we've all said things that we look back and we're like, probably shouldn't have said that, but I was young and dumb, right? But we live in a world of social media where now that shit is called out, right? And I've had this conversation with my kids where, like, you need to understand, every picture is there forever. Everything you say is there forever. You do not have the luxury that we did growing up, that your life, there was a distinct line of the internet and not the internet. Well, this kid, Dean Withers, had his apology, and he recently went on a podcast, and he said he had expressed deep remorse over years using slurs in the past. And I wanted to play this clip because in this clip, we got to watch to the end, because there's the host and then there's a female co-host along the way who is just not buying any of this bullshit that he's being thrown down. So let's take a listen to this.
When I was 14, I slurred, and that the N-word was a part of my vocabulary. The R-slur was a part of my vocabulary, is because that is caused by racist socialization and education that is absolutely deplorable. So my perspective is what I did was wrong, 110%. It was gross. It was deplorable. I'm sad of the boy that I used to be, and I regrettable that I was ever like that. But where I stand now is after being exposed to information, knowledge, and education that I use to better myself, that I use to finally make the recognition that I shouldn't be saying these words.
Sure.
I then decide to turn around and I try to share that with as many people as possible. And in all reality, that is my motivation for doing what I do today.
Okay, so let's just go stop there real quick. Pretty boilerplate. It's like a boilerplate template for apologies. I'm more educated than I am now. We like, it's almost kind of like what Asmongold said. I'm more educated now.
Saying. He and Asmongold are bros.
All right. So just on the other side of the coin here. Okay, so let's go and continue here. We're 40 seconds into this kind of like, me. I'm so sad. I'm smarter now. Here we go.
Point blank period, said slurs for a very long time. In fact, I've openly talked about how I have used slurs in my past on my platform for like a year, because I think that is a very important point for education. Like the point is that we can change like the socialization of the youth. The point is that if I can benefit and change my perspective and my worldview to be more beneficial to those around me because of this education, so can other people.
The blank stare.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, this is the please accept what I'm saying. Please, please, for the love of God. I'm just
very
a child.
Feminine in his entire way he's sitting.
Soy boy.
Yeah.
And I can't help but wonder if he has a nail routine, because why does his nails they look really clean just from a distance? And I'm like, you're a girl. Anyway, continue.
Well, speaking of a girl, let's see the second half of this video where this fucking alpha Chad female comes in and lays it down on him.
Why are you laughing? Why is this funny?
I think this is so funny.
Why? That was a very deep response. I actually.
This is, by the way, has nothing to do with you. Why I think it's funny. I think I'm sure you're being sincere. It's just it's very I feel like I've seen so many of these apology videos, and it's just funny to me because it's so it's like okay, I got canceled. Now here's the script.
I'm gonna be honest. You're just insane.
Okay, wait, hold on.
I'm just gonna be the first to say.
Okay, hold on.
I love watching people get canceled.
By the way, she's insane.
Holy shit.
Crazy eyes. So he's like, so he goes on the defense. You're starts calling names.
I love watching people get canceled. It's so funny. You could never do it to me.
Before we do that, I'm not defending the things that he said, but I will agree that this isn't the first case we've seen something like this.
I see people every day. The amount of online young influencers that are getting canceled for using the N-word, whatever. It's just so funny because it's the same script every time.
Okay, so
and it's just you're just bending the knee to these people who are trying to cancel you.
Hold on.
There you go. So you're just bending the knee to the people who are trying to cancel you.
I mean,
right?
I completely agree with her. There are, some people out there who will genuinely take an apology, but the majority of the individuals he's apologizing to or he's trying to make this statement for do not care. You have already ruined your reputation with them. They're never going to forgive you. It's like when we see in gaming franchises rebooted, right? They re-release something, they remaster, they remake something, but you might, remove some offensive, in quotes, jokes or imagery, but those people are going to go, well, actually, I'm not going to buy it because you put that in your game previously, so I'm not going to forgive you. These people do not forgive and they do not forget. And sure, if you want to apologize, I'm sure there are going to be some people out there who are going to take it sincerely, but it does sound extremely scripted. It doesn't sound genuine. And this is a major issue with so many influencers is they're not genuine. They're just simply reading from scripts 90% of the time.
I think what this girl does in response is what you have to do.
Yeah.
You have to point and you have to laugh at it. But here's the thing. She's not done. She's not done because there's another clip here, which is maybe even better. So let's take a listen to what she has to say. This is from the same show.
And I hate them. I think they're retarded.
Oh.
I think the that these fucking guys go on and say
Do you mind
is
if
dumb as.
Do you mind if I just ask you
What?
to not say the
Oh God, this is the gay bro.
I say the R word. I call things gay still, but he's such a soy boy.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Can you please refrain from that language? Just okay. And we're not even 10 seconds in. We're not even 10 fucking seconds in.
Do you mind if I just ask you to not say the
Oh God, this is the gay bro. You can't
also,
do
you mind if I ask you not to use the term like gay and like a
this
negative
is
connotation?
fucking gay liberal shit. This is why people don't listen or and I actually think you're smart. I do. I agree with a lot of things you say. You're a smart kid. But this is the where it's like, we live in a world where, and here's the thing, I have much more life experience than you, and I've seen a lot of dark shit my day growing up here. I can tell you that. I'm not saying that you have not struggled. I'm sure you have. I'm just saying I've lived a lot of lives in my time. These are the things that I'm like, who cares? Words are not going to hurt you. Whatever I say is not going to hurt you.
Are you Christian?
You are, what?
Are you Christian?
No, I'm not
Okay.
religious.
Okay, what's something that you truly
cannot
believe
be a full grown ass adult and be like, bro, I'm triggered. You can't say these things. Grow up then. You need to grow some balls. It's a very tough world, and I can assure you it's going to get a lot tougher. You are very privileged if those are the things you care about and get
I'm
offended
so sorry.
by.
At the beginning of the podcast,
That is crazy privilege.
We need to find her social media now.
Yes.
I don't know what it is. We need it though.
Blabs, we're hiring her full time for side scrollers. We need to find her. We're gonna hunt her down and hire her. She's based. Love it, man.
What bothers me so much about that is him trying to control her speech by saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be saying these things." It's her right to be able to say the words that she wants.
Yes. And do you notice something that he tried to counter her? Says, "Well, what is something that you love?" And
Right.
and what he was trying to do there was tell me something about you that I can poke holes in.
Yep.
Right. That's why he asked, "Well, are you a Christian?" And she's like, "No." And like, I'm not religious at all. And he's like, "Shit," because I want to poke holes in that. Right. Yeah. And she's like, "Man, but she's 100% right. Like, if these are the things that you are so upset about, man, what a charmed life you've lived." I hate the term privilege. I think the term privilege is so fucking stupid. But I think charmed, you lived a very charmed life, a very sheltered life. If you are worried about people saying mean words, and if I could ask you, please, can I ask you, please? Right? It goes back. Okay, so like, I have friends, or I had friends who I worked with and I hired back at old companies, right? And these people said, I heard the N word, I heard the retarded, I heard every word that you could, every gamer word that Melanie Mac, the slur, like these people, I heard this from them more than anybody else in my entire life over the course of the several years that I worked with them. But they don't want to be associated with me, right? And because they're the one, like, they cannot hold a mirror up to themselves, right? And realize they're giant pieces of shit too. Congratulations. Like, you don't realize what a giant, it's all virtue signaling and all this stuff. So the amount of it goes back to like toxic positivity. It always goes back to the toxic positivity. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Oh my God. It's fascinating to see. Anyways, this lady just decimated me, and I loved watching it, and I literally giggled, and I want to have her on the show.
Yeah. Chat, we need to bring back 360 lobbies. We need the COD lobbies, and we got to get that kid in one. He needs to get absolutely decimated.
Listen,
he wouldn't survive 5 seconds.
I'm sure that if he made his way into a Call of Duty lobby, one single hair may sprout from his armpit, and he may start puberty at that point and realize that what it's like to be a real person in real life. Oh my God. I saw the super chat of being like, is this real life? This is the alternate reality that people live in. Oh, sorry. It's just absolutely fascinating to me. Okay. Let's unbuckle. Let's buckle back in. It's time to go back home. That was Clown World, and I think that was amazing to watch.
It was.
Clown.
I still can't believe that fucking kid, man. Drives me crazy. What also I can't believe is Tolls, who came in with a bunch of Danish money.
Yes.
I think. All right. He says, I'm just 60 and fine. Hey, Tolls, thank you so much. Look at that. Look at that wonderful reward for you, Tolls. Really appreciate that support. That is massive. And that is spectacular. Thank you very much for that generosity and your support. That is spectacular. Joe's guy says, Vera, stop hurting yourself with these games.
I know, but it's my job, and it's only fair if I talk about it that I play it.
Rafflecopter says, the Starbucks barista gives that kid a quad shot of soy in his extra soy latte. Thanks, Rafflecopter. And Retrocalypse.
Ocalypse. Like apocalypse.
Retrocalypse. Came in as a brand new member. Sorry, I butchered that.
Stroke?
Yeah, kind of like I'm coughing up a hairball right there. George says Spider-Man 2 sold roughly half of its prequel. Interesting. Taker came in and says, if you want a great Outlaws clip, check the 920 mark from this week's Real BBC stream with Mahler. It's one of the best ones I've seen. Oh, thanks, Taker. Appreciate that. Super Kitty Pogo Dance says, always wondered, does Dragon Age have C-section scars? If they don't, they're not inclusive. We all understand that. Leighton Aster says, speak for yourselves. When your industry is a craft, you keep out the clowns who will ultimately be an open wound for the art as a whole. Yes, right. Thank you very much. Hypnotic and Rapture says, window seat treatment shuns failures and is real. Thank you, Hypnotic Rapture. Infamous says, hey, Blabs, which airline did you take to Japan? When I went, I took Ava Air and China Airlines and thought they were both great experiences.
Air Canada.
Well, you took it there and back?
Yeah.
But you had a bad experience on the way back.
Oh, I had a bad experience on the way there. I thought the lady was dying and everything. Yeah.
Okay. Javi says, got Unknown 9 for free. Is it worth even claiming?
No.
Oh, what? See if you can sell it. See if you can sell your Steam code. John says, the best bad movie is Enemy Mine. Golden Nugget says, has anyone heard of Space Invaders X? No, I know Space Invaders, but I don't know X. Mercenary says, try a flight where you are not allowed to bring food.
Illegal.
None was seriously served for an 8-hour flight, and they purposely didn't tell you, not even snacks.
Yeah, you can't actually prohibit people from bringing snacks on a plane, because if they are diabetic or so-and-so and they need to eat something, that's a huge liability. So I don't believe you. Sorry.
Rowboat Jethro Grimate came in with the $1.99. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Javi also says, a Kami Kung Fu actor posing as a karate master? Oh, talking about the Karate Kid stuff. Malik says, you should hear him sing. Be a man from Mulan.
Wait, he's so good.
No, I've never known that.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Okay. Wow. Lord Slosh says, fun fact, the director of the first Karate Kid also directed the first Rocky movie. He did others in both series, but you can't beat the originals. Yeah, true. Man, for sure. Accident Seller came back and says, I like Van Helsing. The Dracula actor really hammed it up, and it's so over the top. It's a guilty pleasure, but I love it. Thanks, Accident Seller. Appreciate that. Lord Botha came in and says, they give them nothing to do, but tell them lack of productivity will affect their severance pay when they leave. So save that. So to save that, they quit faster. Okay, that makes sense. Talking about the over in China, or is it China or Japan we were talking about, where they put them in a room and have them do nothing. It's interesting. We talked about that earlier in the show.
That was Ubisoft, wasn't it?
It was in Asia. They were talking about. I think Japan. We were talking about.
Gotcha.
Where they put them in the room and they say, whatever,
Japan.
they can quit.
Yeah.
John says, Rafe destroyed a wheel of time. Karma. Thank you. Goosey M came in and says, so the God of War series would go straight up in the Norse. So the God of War series would go straight into the Norse arc. What about the Greek myths? Also, these series are where the normie money is at. That's true. Hobocop says AVGN could have an entire series just on 2024. Yeah, or entire season. Yes, 100%. Ruddy says she's based and can make my dinner any day. Mikey says was watching it on Hypno's channel, and that game was horrible. Love you guys. Thanks, Mikey. Appreciate that. That's great. And Vera, please read that name again.
Retroapocalypse, I think.
Retroapocalypse. Yeah.
If it's not how it's pronounced, it's close enough.
Like apocalypse.
Yeah, like apocalypse. Retroapocalypse.
I like this. I propose a new holiday.
It sounds like megalopolis.
Yeah, okay. I like this idea. I propose a new holiday. July 10th shall henceforth be known as IGN Day. 7 out of 10. It's actually really clever. I love it. I love that idea. And Rolando says, dang, I'm 24 and still saying slurs. Stay cool. Let's go. And Javi says, nobody the hate monger. All right. Thank you very much, Javi, for becoming a brand new member. Really appreciate that.
So whilst you guys were talking about that podcast and Mr. Lamo, I was actually looking this chick up because her name was not anywhere, but I found her on Instagram when I wanted to show off her description. She common sense.
All right, let's go.
Los Angeles, and there's not much there, that's for sure.
Yeah, so there she is, guys. I found her.
Nice. Lord of the Ree came in. Oh, this is a rough one. Says SBI is going down harder than Kobe Bryant's helicopter.
Ooh.
Followed back, says rebrand side scrollers with female members and call it side boob. You're welcome, normal man. No, we have side scroll hers already, but thank you very much. Frost Lord came in, says, hey, Craig and Blabs, given how much you guys talk about airplanes, would you consider adding an airplane channel in your Discord?
Yeah, you should do that. Airplane talk.
Super Black Gamer Bros says, would love to interview you, Craig. Yeah, email me or hit me up on X. I would, I'm always about appearing on people's shows when I have time for sure. Shape of Evil says the best NES game ever is Clash of Demon Head. Thank you, Shape of Evil. Appreciate that. And followed up, it says, howdy. Play MechWarrior 5 Clans last night on Game Pass. Huge BT nerd. And Christ Almighty, did I miss the SBI headline on it? But Christ Almighty, did I miss the SBI headline on it? Entirely reversed the story and added DEI to the clans. Wow. Thank God I didn't pay for it. Thanks, Shape of Evil. Appreciate that. All right. Over on Locals, Blabs, do we have any support over there?
Spoon Ninja for $1 says, did someone say my name? And it's Conan. And then followed up saying, oh, Enemy Mine was an awesome movie. Shout out Locals.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, guys. Okay, man, we had a great week. Great week. Finished up strong. It was Finished Strong Friday. I got some more videos for you guys. Vera, I know you have some videos going on, and you're going to be streaming tonight, huh?
I will be streaming tonight. I'm doing a bit of a interview / discussion. And of course, tomorrow and Sunday, I'll be continuing my playthrough of Unknown 9 Awakening tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. I can't wait to play more Unknown 9. It's going to be so fun.
Hey,
I do hate myself.
Hey, congrats on 125K. That's
I know, 25K in just over 2 months and a week.
Way to go.
So that's
rolling.
Very, very awesome. Very grateful for all the support, guys.
That's awesome. Okay. Obviously, you can find Vera's link down in the description below, so you guys can find her over there. Once again, more videos coming up of topics we didn't have time to hit coming up on the channel. And of course, we appreciate any and all support you guys have sent our way throughout the show, whether it's Super Chats, Rumble, Rants, Direct Donations, or memberships over at Of course, sidescrollerspodcast.com. A quick reminder, the Real Game Awards is happening right now. We are nominating new things for categories. So if you guys have any suggestions, make sure you guys become a member over at therealgameawards.com. You can get $5 off by simply using promo code Alyssa. So become a voting member. Use promo code Alyssa. That is ALYSSA. I'd like to personally thank Alyssa for bringing over 100 new voting members to the Real Game Awards since that promo code has been dropped. So thank you very much, Alyssa, for your support and being a champion of the Real Game Awards. With that said, guys, that is going to wrap it for the week. Blabs, you got anything before we say au revoir?
No.
Way to finish strong, Blabs. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Get outside, touch some grass, separate from the internet. We'll see you guys back at it again Monday. New videos coming up over the weekend, though, just to keep the algorithm going. With that said, have a great rest of your day. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys Monday when we're back at it, 11 a.m. Central Time. Bye-bye.